Hello there, everybody. Just starting up a short recording session here. Originally, I was going to do my spear farming off-screen, but then it occurred to me that, you know, what happens if I die? I don't want the kill count to be out of whack. And then I thought, well, I could film it, but I'll run the video in like fast motion and maybe put like yakety sax over it or something like that. And I might still do that, but then I thought maybe what would be best is if I use this time to do sort of a recap of the lore stuff that I've mentioned already, and sort of, I don't know, just talk about that a little bit. Try and think if I missed anything, and you know, just talk about stuff. So let's actually start, as long as we're here. Let's start with this statue that I mentioned before. This is the king's daughter, and actually I might as well go ahead and tell you the king's name is Vendrick. We'll find out that later. It's not like his name is a spoiler or anything. But this is his daughter, Ardella, who I think I mentioned before, grew dissatisfied with noble and royal life, and became a nun, and then later she became a priestess, and Vendrick had this statue made in her honor, which is, you know, I think that's pretty cool, because a lot of these sort of fantasy fairy tale-ish stories, the king is not into it when the princess does a thing like that. But but in this one he like actually respected her choice, and I think it's cool that he honored her in this way. Her story doesn't stop there with her becoming a priestess. But I can't talk any more about that right now, because that would be spoilers. That's all stuff that we'll find out much later. Actually, I might as well go ahead and start my farming loop while I'm talking about this. So, an interesting thing about Ardella, sort of meta thing, is that FromSoft in their newer game Bloodborne have like a direct reference to her character, because there's an NPC in Bloodborne who is a nun named Adela instead of Ardella, and the two characters are not particularly similar, apart from the fact that they're both nuns. But you know, it's fun when, hang on. But those the references and things like that's fun, you know. I like it when things like that are done. Just these little nods to the previous game. Hang on, well, I need to adjust this headset because I need to have one of the ear cups not on so that I can hear myself talk, and also not have the microphone right next to my mouth. So maybe that'll work. There's another cool reference in Bloodborne to Dark Souls 2, in that, like I told you before about the magic fish, in the in the Bloodborne DLC, that also revolves around a magic fish. I don't want to go into any detail about that, because that would be spoilers, and we're not even playing Bloodborne, so I'm definitely not going to spoil Bloodborne. But there is a magic fish involved in the Bloodborne DLC, and it's not similar really in any way to the magic fish in this game. It's just sort of the fact that, I mean, okay, the one in Bloodborne is arguably not even a fish, but it's definitely like an underwater sort of creature. It is fish-like, and I think that's close enough to think of it as a deliberate reference. Estus flask. And let's see. I need to get these barrels. Do I have the fire arrows equipped? I do. Now do I remember how to switch between arrow types? Okay, well, I just wasted a fire arrow. And that's a regular. Okay, so R2 is the magic arrows. I should maybe see if I can just get those guys up there to do that for me instead of using up my magic arrows. Ow, ow, ow! Don't kill me! I don't want to die on a farming run. How embarrassing would that be? Give me a spear, give me a spear! Probably shouldn't be groaning since this is only like the first loop. We've got a ways to go before this gets bad. Might as well kill this guy since we're... Might as well collect some souls from these random dudes. That's 4 spear guys killed. And up the ladder is back to the bonfire. Nice and circular. So, let's see, where were we? We talked about Ardella. The king, I can't say much about. I told you that this is his old castle that he abandoned when the cataclysm happened, when the hollowing plague started up, and he left, of course, the various soldiers here that were afflicted by it. Ow, ow, and ow. Shield. Use the shield. But we don't really know much else about him other than the fact that Aldia's daughter Emerald has asked us to go find him. So he is probably in a different castle. The king is in a different castle, warrior. We fought the last giant down in the basement of this castle, but we don't know whose soul that was. You might also have noticed, actually, that although this giant, which has died and is now turning into a tree, as is the fate of the hollow curse, the last giant down in the basement, was still alive, was not turning into a tree, and the internet has kind of gone back and forth on why that's significant and how it might be that giant is not a tree yet. I don't really know if that's why is this empty? Did those guys clear it out for me already? That's awesome. But yeah, I'm not sure. I think it might have to do with the way, because you remember it's like its hands were pinned and all, so it couldn't move. I think that's probably significant. Anyway, we can't really talk. There'll be much more to talk about that giant later on, when we find out whose soul that was and so forth. What else? Haven't got much to say about Aldia right now. We know that I've told you that he was a successful fisherman in Majula. He caught the magic fish and used its power to attempt to bring prosperity to Majula and to the rest of the kingdom. And then things went wrong because of interference by the impish and devilish Shalquar, whom we also have not talked about very much. If all of this sounds real sketchy, it's because I'm not really sure how much I should be talking about any given thing. I mean, because we're right at the very beginning of the game, right? So most of the stuff that I'm telling you is stuff that you only figure out by piecing together scraps and snippets of information that you acquire over the course of the entire game, and a lot of it doesn't even become contextualized until you've finished the game and are seeing things again in a slightly different light while you're going through New Game Plus. But I mean, if I keep to that scheme, we're not going to have anything to talk about until like the end of the game. So obviously that's no good. So I need to start talking about these people a little earlier than no, I want to get whatever that is. Earlier than I otherwise would have. So that's 2 loops with no spear. What else? Oh, we haven't. We got the key to Aldia's house in Majula from Kale, but we have not. We haven't gone in there yet. We actually have a couple of interesting loose ends to follow up on after this farming run. Oh, why is this stuff not respawning? Did the bear... I did sit down at the bonfire, right? Yeah, because that guy's back. Do these guys not... Because there's 2 guys in here. Have they died 12 times? I would have expected at least the barrels would respawn. That's interesting. That's weird. I don't know what to think about that. I was talking about loose ends. Where are we in the game right now? We still have some stuff to explore here. When we killed the last giant, we got a key to some of these doors that we've been seeing locked around. I think there are 3 of them, if I remember correctly. So we've got that to do. We also have another whole, there's another whole zone that we could have gone to instead of coming to here from Majula. There's another place we could go. I don't think we're ready for that yet. That's the zone. That's the... well, I'm not going to tell you who yet. I'll wait and tell you when we get there. Come on. So there's... no armor. What this guy give me? No, I want toggle. Armor, great. Yeah, plenty of armor. Plenty of this armor that I'm already wearing and isn't very good. So we've got that whole other zone to cover. We've got a little bit more in here to cover. The last time we died fighting those crazy basilisks in the tutorial area, which is a total surprise to me that was a thing. Yeah, some dudes falling off over there. And we have not explored Aldia's house. Oh, we also got a a smooth and silky stone from that invisible dude I killed, so we have to go give that to the crows. So we have a number of things to do. Number of possibilities once I'm done attempting to farm these guys. And if worse comes to worse and we don't get a spear off of these guys, then I will go to, the next area I will go to is, what's it called? Like the Hidden Bastion or something like that. And I think the blacksmith in there sells one. Oh, although, will he even talk to me before? Will he even talk to me before I get the ember? Oh, if he won't, that's gonna suck. I don't remember how that works. Do you need the ember just to talk to him, or do you need the ember to get him to forge for you? I sure hope he will sell me things without that ember. I mean, that's gonna be... I don't want to go through this much of the game without my spear. I guess this sword is doing okay, but it is not my preference. Well, let's see, what else have we got to talk about? What else have I brought up? There's Melentia, and the Crouching Hags cult or faction or society, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. They're kind of interesting. We won't get much more than the... I did not sit at the bonfire. We're not going to get much more than the taste that you get of them from meeting Melentia until much later. Well, if we go to the Bastion, there's some there. There's one there. Is there anything else of interest I can tell you about them? They're sort of, they're wanderers, they're often merchants, they're not very trustworthy. They are, let's see. I don't want to give too much away too early. They're somewhat connected to the religion that Ardella joins. I don't really want to describe that. There's still a lot of mystery. Ah! Dude, he smashed me by accident. What the hell? Alright, Spearman. Let's have your spear. No. It's cool that I don't have to deal with the barrels out here. I was afraid I was going to have to waste all my fire arrows instead of just wasting my normal arrows. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Come get me. Die. Oh, is there a... Who are you? What? Where... Ow! Where did that guy come from and where did he go? What the hell is going on? Is this him? Yeah. Didn't I kill two guys in here? Wow, that's super weird. Super weird. Okay. That means there's another spear guy out here that I could be regularly killing as part of this farming loop. Splop. Oh, I see you back there. Where did that guy come from? Dang. I can't just stop and watch the footage. Weird. Weird. So anyway, the Crouching Hags, they're like, you know, they're sort of, traveling ne'er-do-wells. They're a little bit sinister. They're not very trustworthy, but they used to roam the land, acting as like merchants and you know, like not really witches, but witches in the sense of like village healers, you know, things like that. And they were a powerful force just because there were so many of them, and they're all over the place, and they kept in touch with each other, so they're really sort of like a medieval guild, you know, except a medieval guild of spooky old ladies, with all their possessions on their backs, and very slowly, over time, mutating into giant snails. Let me adjust my headset here again. Who else have we got? Who else have we got to talk about? Can't really... I mean, I don't really have much to say about Shalquar right now. She's obviously important. She's obviously the sort of early trickster figure in the game, sort of imp that causes things to go wrong in the story, at the beginning of the story. She is I don't know if it's a direct relation to or just sort of a reference to. There's a similar talking cat character in Dark Souls 1. Oh. Boom! Damn it. Anyway, there's a similar character in Dark Souls 1 whose whole thing is that she's tricking humans into fighting each other as a way to entertain herself. Whereas Shalquar is, you know, sort of has a hand, is sort of the agent of this cataclysm. And sort of the ruining of the land, the lowering of the ocean, and the beginning of sort of the introduction of the Hollowing Plague. Pow! Now keep an eye out for that other spear guy. Let's see, other characters. There's Kickvedrick's wife. We won't meet her for a very long time. There's, what's that one, guys? Is it Ben Hurst? Ben Hart? He's pretty cool. He's a solid bro. He's got sort of a sad story, but I don't want to talk about him until we meet him. Where did that other spear guy come from? I am so puzzled. He wasn't one of the guys that dropped down from there, because those were all just regular infantry goons. Man. Weird. Why don't I check this door and see if any of the people in here are spear guys? Oh, that is a spear guy, but it's a different one. Oh wait, no, he's got a sword. This is interesting. I don't remember if the guys here were always these sorts of guys. These guys I don't remember meeting. Oh, well, there's a death. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you tomorrow. Like and subscribe.